Hey y'all, what's up? I'm here for Black Ink Crew, the original season 5, episode 4. So, we started off at the old shop on 113th. Duchess, she shows up, after Ted done fucked up his manager position there last week's episode. So, he got fired. So now Duchess is trying to, go behind him and clean up his mess. So, Sky, she's hugging her with her boobs all out and shit. And, Duchess is not pleased by her dress code, but by her attire or whatever I should say. And, that next thing Sky, she starts, going off on Tiffany and everything. Talking about some, talk about, own up to the shit that you said about Duchess or whatever, this, that, and the third, calling her raggedy and all this other stuff. Now, I will say, y'all know I like Sky. Y'all know I fucks with Sky, but she made me so mad this episode. I was so disappointed in her. And I hate when we have people on these reality shows that we fuck with or whatever, and then as we go down the line into the seasons or whatever, then they start being on some on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she made me so mad. But anyways, so Tiffany is like, I want to have a one-on-one conversation with you, Duchess, so we can, square this shit away. Sky, she's like, oh, well, you wasn't trying to have a one-on-one when you was saying all this shit in front of us and everything, blase, blase. So, her and Tiffany, they're going back and forth or whatever. And, Sky's telling her you ain't going to do shit or whatever. And, she getting all up in Tiffany's face, talking about beating her up or whatever, this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, Sky, I get that you, cool with Duchess today or whatever, because you know how Sky be sometimes with, Duchess and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I understand you cool with her today and everything, but at the same time, it's like Duchess is not even flipping out for real. So, like, why is you so fucking pressed? Like, girl, if you don't sit the fuck down somewhere, like, oh, she was pissing me off. But anyway, so, what else happened? So Duchess, she gets rid of the stripper pole, that Teddy had put up in there or whatever. And then Duchess, she starts to set some ground rules for the shop. She talks about cleanliness, tardiness. As she's talking about this stuff, old shit shows up and everything. She talks about fighting, and also there may be some random drug test above the horizon. So shit, he was cool with it or whatever, because he's saying that this will help his sobriety and everything. And then did y'all also see in his confessional how they had what we call him oh shit or whatever, and they had that shit crossed out, and then next to it they had his real name Richard. I said, because y'all know he want to be called by that shit now. So anyways, some guy named Telly shows up for shit or whatever, and he's getting a tattoo of a dream catcher, and he's talking about his sobriety, and talking something about his kids or whatever, and the girl Nikki that he's with. But it seemed like he was talking about Nikki more so than he was his kids in regards to his sobriety. But I was like, I'm just saying, But anyway, so we get C's and Dutch, they're at dinner. C's is happy that, Duchess is taking the time out to, run his old shop, while her shop is down, in North Carolina and everything. And next thing he's saying that he been thinking about having a son. And, Duchess is like, hold the motherfucking press, stop the motherfucking press. This motherfucker had too much to drink. Yeah, no more alcohol for tonight. And she's saying, like, she don't want to have no babies no time soon. It's not in their best interest. He's asking, well, when, is the right time and everything. And, she tells him, like, you have a child or whatever. And he was like, yeah, but I have a girl. He wants to have a son so his son can carry out, his legacy of the tattoo, his tattoo shops and everything. She's not ready and all this other stuff. And, I feel where Duchess is coming from, because they do have a lot going on right now. But then at the same time, like, it seemed, because we know the type of person Duchess is, it seemed like she just really don't want to have a baby or something. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like she just, you know, having a selfish moment like she does, you know what I'm saying? And you know, here she go with the, well baby, if you love me then you would, you know, wait and all this other stuff and blase or whatever. And I'm just like, you know, I hate when she does that if you love me type of stuff, because I feel like he could say the same thing to you about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, always trying to make him feel bad and all this other stuff, you know. But whatever, I don't know, y'all, you know, let me know how y'all feel about that. But anyway, so we get Tiffany, you know, her and her family, they're having like a memorial for her aunt or whatever. She passed, well, she got killed 5 years ago. Her aunt was in a domestic violence situation, and she was shot and killed by, you know, her boyfriend. Her aunt was killed by her boyfriend or whatever. And you know, Young Bae shows up and everything, you know, and she, you know, she's honored that, you know, Tiffany invited her due to the fact that, you know, Young Bae had her own issues of domestic violence from her father and all this other stuff. And so Tiffany, she starts to read the letter or whatever that she wrote for her aunt and everything, and she starts crying and all this other stuff, because she tells us that she lived in Miami with her aunt or whatever, for about her aunt and her aunt's boyfriend for like a year, a little over a year and everything. But she said that, you know, stuff started to get uncomfortable and everything, so, you know, she left and went back to Jersey. And like shortly after, you know, they got the call that her aunt got killed. So she pretty much blames herself, because, you know, she felt like she should have, you know, still stayed there. She would have still been there, that, you know, it would have been a different outcome and everything. And I felt so bad for her. I was just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really felt bad for her, you know. Then her blaming her, you know, blaming herself about it, it's just even more sad, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, moving on from that, we get Nikki and old shit or whatever. You know, actually Nikki is on the phone with him and everything, and pretty much, you know, they meet up at the courthouse or whatever. You know, she's thinking they're about to go out to dinner or whatever. They meet up at the courthouse or whatever, and she's like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, you know, is this like some child support situation? I said, well, damn. I mean, I don't blame her though with the nigga, like, oh shit. But I was just like, well, damn. You know what I mean? But anyway, so, you know, he says that, you know, he asks her to marry him and everything. And I'm just like, I'm just shaking my fucking head. Like, really, shit? Really? See, this is why the other YouTubers, you know, from what I was seeing, you know, their other reviews on episodes 1 through 3 still is calling you old shit versus calling you Richard, because this is some old shit right here. Okay, so but anyways, you know, she's like, well, give me 3 reasons why and all this other stuff. And he gives 3 reasons and everything. And he said, you know, he even wrote his vows and even brought her, you know, a dress or whatever. And she agrees to it and everything. And so they get married in the courthouse, child, whatever. So moving on from that, we're back at the shop. Shit, he's not ready to tell them that he got married and everything. There's just too much going on right now. Duchess tells them that they're going to do a 24-hour tat-a-thon and everything to get some of the money back that they lost, you know, due to the shop being under Ted's management. And you know, Tiffany, she gained some respect for Duchess or whatever. You know, we see that they squashed beef, you know, a couple of days before, whatever. So everything is cool between those two. Moving on from that, we get Donna and Walt. Donna goes to sell her wedding ring or whatever to, you know, get some money so she could get up off of Sky's couch or whatever and get her own place. And I was looking at their ring. I said, they got better rings at Walmart than that. I mean, I was like, so anyways, Max claims he paid $1,500 for the ring or whatever. I said that motherfucker lied like shit. Okay, so the guy, he offers to, melt the ring and that they could take the diamond out or whatever. So she does it herself because she wants to, do it and everything. So after everything is said and done, he says, he can only give her $150 for it. I said, I'm surprised it was even that, but yeah, I guess you won't be getting off the Sky's couch no time soon, Donna. And Donna can't work back at old Black Ink because Duchess is running the shit. So, anyways, moving on from that. So, we're back at the shop. They're doing the tattoo-a-thon, tat-a-thon, whatever you want to call it. Tiffany, she says that she has Mano as one of her clients because Duchess asked who's going to have a celebrity client, and Sky had the audacity to ask Tiffany, did she sleep with him? I'm like, what? Really, Sky? Like, come on. And she's sitting up here saying that Tiffany is bragging and everything. I didn't see Tiffany bragging. I mean, maybe they might have edited some shit out, I don't know, but it's just like, why are you hating? You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, you know what I mean? But anyway, so next thing you know, Tiffany is sitting down or whatever. Sky is touching all up on Tiffany's hair and everything, and like just being kind of flirty with her. Like she was kind of giving me Ronnie from Players Club tease. I'm just saying, just touching all up on her like this, and whatever. And Tiffany, she's calling Duchess' name for help. She was like, Duchess, help, Sky's hitting on me or whatever. But I don't think Tiffany was like serious, but I don't know. But I mean, the way Sky went off, it didn't even warrant all this for real. So Sky, she's like, don't flatter yourself or whatever. You not even my type, ma, whatever, this, that, and the third. And, Sky's like, every time I try to be nice to this bitch, she gotta be a fucking weirdo and all this other stuff. And Sky is like, I'm trying to be cordial or whatever, this, that, and third. And Tiffany was like, well, why would you touch me? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, you touching her like as if you've been liking her since you've been cool with her. You touching her as if you've been fucking with her since the minute that she walked in. You ain't been fucking with her like that. And like you said, you've been telling her all fucking day how much you don't like her. So why would she be okay with you just touching all up on her like that if she don't know what the fuck you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, so yeah, like I said, Tiffany was asking, why would you touch me or whatever. And Sky's like, because I can or whatever, yelling all up in her face and shit. And spitting in her face, like when you talk or whatever and spit flies out sometimes. Yeah, that's what Sky was doing and everything. And she's still talking about how she'll beat her up and all this other stuff. Tiffany, she walks out, she's over it. Duchess, she walks outside after Tiffany and everything. Then on the other side of town at 125th at the new shop, Ted comes in to see C's and everything, and Ted, he wants to go back and help out at the old shop. C's looked at him like, motherfucker, you must be crazy. Okay, like after you done fuck shit up so bad, you think I'm about to rehire you in that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? And he tells him that Duchess is running the shop or whatever, and tells him about the whole tat-a-thon. And C's, he believes that there ain't no fights or whatever. I said, yeah, think again. Think again, boss man. Okay, because yeah, it's some lituations going on over there that you don't know about. But so anyways, Ted says that she gonna crash and burn the shit or whatever, and that C's gonna be calling him and everything. I said, well, I don't think anybody can crash and burn any shit the way you did. I'm just saying. Anyways, back at the shop, this is like the last whatever. The clients, they're coming in or whatever. Nobody is around or whatever because everybody's trying to check up on Tiffany and everything. Well, as far as tattoo artists are concerned, nobody's really around. Tiffany, she's talking to Bay and all this other stuff, and then Duchess walks up, and tells Tiffany not to go or whatever. Tiffany is venting to Duchess or whatever. Duchess is like, Sky does that to everybody and all this other stuff, and not to let a motherfucker that ain't got the talent that she got, stop her from making her money. And I agree with Duchess on that part, but at the same time, it's like, y'all need to put Sky in check too about the shit that she do, because the shit is not cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if anybody gonna, be mad at me or whatever because it's Sky and everything, but it's just like you guys know I like Sky or whatever, but it's like she could get called out too, just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Duchess also says that, she's like, and also because you got into a couple of fights, when you got here and everything, she thinks that you think that you're tough or whatever. So she feels like, nah, I could be the only tough bitch and all this other stuff. And, Duchess tells her to make them eat their words about her and all this other stuff, blase, blase. And Tiffany, she's like, she's going to stay because she's going to be one of the ones that's going to help make money for the shop. All Sky does is, the only thing Sky is a receptionist and everything. So Mano shows up or whatever, Tiffany returns, she walks to the back or whatever, and Sky's still running her motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Talking about like Tiffany didn't even acknowledge Mano. Like, she didn't even acknowledge her client. She's saying all this shit to Duchess or whatever. And Dutch, she's even like, I don't even understand why Sky is even instigating right now. And Duchess is over it. And Sky, you being so unprofessional. Like, you showing the issues that y'all got going on in the shop in front of clients. Celebrity clients on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is not motherfucking cool. And then y'all on TV or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, well, y'all unprofessional anyway. But I mean, I'm just saying, you ain't making the shit no better. You know what I'm saying? By the shit that you doing. That shit was so motherfucking unprofessional. I'm sorry, I'm all tongue tied and shit. But that shit was so motherfucking unprofessional. Then you wonder why you're not the manager at Black Ink. You wonder fucking why. Because look at how you handle shit. That's not how a manager handle shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Sky, she all loud or whatever, talking about it stank and everything. And Bae, she's trying to do somebody's tattoo or whatever, and she realized some of her equipment is missing. So Bae is asking, Tiffany, like, did you see my equipment or whatever, this, that, and third. Next thing you know, this motherfucking ignorant ass Mano going to sit up here and talking about something. Oh, I thought you was coming to give me a massage or whatever. Really, motherfucker? Like, really? Like, that was some real racist, ignorant shit to fucking say. And then not even just that. You just so motherfucking full of yourself because you're a celebrity, so-called. Like, Mano, please sit the fuck down somewhere. And then, like, I mean, I don't know, do people in New York consider him the king of Brooklyn? Because honestly, I mean, I would consider Diddy the king of Brooklyn before I would him. I mean, I know Diddy is not a rapper for real, nothing like that. But he's a high profile, producer, the remix guy. And, I mean, y'all know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, I would call him the king of Brooklyn. Or Jay-Z or whatever, the king of Brooklyn before. Mano, please. Anyways, so, Bae, she's going off or whatever, this, that, and the third, and, Duchess telling her to calm down and everything, and tells, Bae to just take a walk and calm down or whatever. Bae, she gets in a taxi cab or whatever, Uber, whatever you want to call it, and jets. Duchess said, that bitch ain't coming back or whatever. So, one of Duchess' clients, apparently had an appointment with Duchess at 7 o'clock, and she been waiting and everything. She's telling Sky this, so then Sky comes outside to tell Duchess about it, and Duchess is like, yo, why the fuck ain't nobody tell me? Like, Sky, you have one fucking job to do, and that's to be a receptionist. How hard is that? Simplest job, but you want to be a manager. Where? Okay, You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Duchess is pissed off or whatever. She, you know, pushing the cameras, telling them to get the fuck out or whatever. Sky trying to tell her to calm the fuck down and everything. Duchess, she goes outside and calls C's or whatever, and she like, nah, baby, I ain't with this shit. You know, motherfuckers ain't doing their job, this, that, and the third. She's like, I'm going back to North Carolina. Fuck this shit. And that was pretty much the episode, y'all. Like I said, I was just really disappointed in Sky. I really could not believe her. I couldn't believe her. But anyways, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.